I spent 3 years studying the daily routines of over 100 millionaires, and what I discovered will shock you. It's not their morning routines, their workout schedules, or even their investment strategies that made them rich. It's the 12 silent habits they do every single day that literally rewire their brains for wealth, while everyone else stays stuck in financial mediocrity. And here's the kicker: 99% of people will watch this video, nod along, and then go back to the exact same habits that keep them broke. But if you're in that 1% who actually implements what I'm about to share, your bank account will look completely different 12 months from now. Because these aren't just habits, they're the invisible software that runs in the background of every millionaire's mind. So if you're tired of being average and ready to think like the wealthy, stay locked in. Because what I'm about to reveal is the difference between dreaming about financial freedom and actually living it. Before we dive into these 12 game-changing habits, let me destroy a myth that's keeping you poor. Most people think millionaires are just lucky, born with silver spoons, or have some secret knowledge the rest of us don't. Wrong. Dead wrong. After studying hundreds of self-made millionaires for the Millionaire Roadmap, here's what I discovered. Wealth isn't about what you know, it's about how you think. And how you think is determined by what you do every single day when nobody's watching. The wealthy don't have different opportunities. They have different mental operating systems. And that operating system is built through daily habits so small, so seemingly insignificant, that most people completely ignore them. But here's the truth. Small hinges swing big doors. And these 12 habits, they're the hinges that will swing open the door to your financial freedom. Habit number 1, question everything, especially what everyone accepts. Here's what separates millionaires from everyone else. They never stop asking why, while everyone else just accepts what they're told. Most people hear, you need to go to college, get a job, and work for 40 years and never question it. Millionaires ask, why? What if there's a better way? Most people see a problem and complain. Millionaires see a problem and ask, how can I solve this and get paid for it? This isn't about being difficult or contrarian. It's about developing what I call profitable curiosity, the habit of questioning systems, assumptions, and conventional wisdom until you find the gaps where money is made. Jeff Bezos didn't accept that people had to drive to stores to buy books. He asked, what if books came to you? That question created Amazon. Elon Musk didn't accept that cars had to run on gas. He asked, what if they ran on electricity? That question created Tesla. Reed Hastings didn't accept that you had to drive to Blockbuster to rent movies. He asked, what if movies came through the mail? That question created Netflix. Every fortune starts with a question everyone else was too lazy or scared to ask. Starting today, challenge one assumption you've always accepted. Ask, why does it have to be this way? Then ask, what if it could be different? Your bank account will thank you. Habit number 2. Read like your life depends on it, because it does. While average people scroll TikTok and binge Netflix, millionaires are consuming information that compounds their wealth. They don't read for entertainment, they read for elevation. Here's the stat that will blow your mind. The average millionaire reads 1 non-fiction book per month. The average American reads less than 1 book per year. That's not a coincidence. But here's what most people get wrong about reading. They think it's about quantity. It's not. It's about intention and application. Millionaires read with a purpose. Biographies of successful people to model their strategies. Industry publications to spot trends before they explode. Psychology books to understand human behavior and influence. Financial education to protect and grow their wealth. Philosophy to develop unshakable mental frameworks. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours daily. Bill Gates reads 50 books per year. Charlie Munger calls reading the ultimate competitive advantage. But here's the secret sauce. They don't just read, they implement immediately. Every book becomes a business strategy. Every insight becomes an action plan. Your homework. Read 10 pages of a wealth-building book every morning before checking your phone. Watch your mindset and your income transform. Habit number 3. Engineer your environment for success. Millionaires understand something poor people don't. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. So instead of fighting their environment, they design it. They don't try to resist temptation, they eliminate it. They don't rely on motivation. They create systems that make success inevitable. Look at your physical environment right now. What does it say about your priorities? Is your workspace organized for productivity or chaos? Are you surrounded by books or distractions? Success triggers or failure cues? Millionaires optimize everything. Their morning environment is set up the night before. Their workspace eliminates distractions and maximizes focus. Their social environment includes only people who elevate them. Their digital environment feeds their goals, not their fears. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day to eliminate decision fatigue. Mark Zuckerberg does the same thing. Barack Obama had only blue and gray suits as president for the same reason. Small environmental changes create massive behavioral shifts. And behavioral shifts create wealth. Action step. Redesign one area of your environment this week to support your financial goals. Remove what holds you back. Add what moves you forward. Habit number 4. Practice strategic discomfort daily. Here's a hard truth. Comfort is the enemy of wealth. Every dollar you'll ever earn lives outside your comfort zone. And millionaires know this, so they practice being uncomfortable on purpose. They call it voluntary hardship, deliberately doing things that challenge them before life forces them to. Cold showers. Difficult conversations. Learning new skills. Starting before they feel ready. Failing fast and failing forward. While everyone else avoids discomfort, millionaires seek it out. Because they know that on the other side of discomfort is capability. And capability creates income. Sarah Blakely cut the feet off her pantyhose and turned that uncomfortable prototype into Spanx, now worth over $1 billion. Colonel Sanders was rejected 1,009 times before someone said yes to his chicken recipe. KFC became a global empire. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He used that discomfort to fuel his journey to becoming the greatest of all time. Your comfort zone has a name. It's called broke. Every day do one thing that scares you. Have one difficult conversation. Learn one new skill. Take one calculated risk. Discomfort today creates comfort tomorrow. But comfort today creates struggle tomorrow. Habit number 5. Master the art of strategic networking. Average people network for jobs. Millionaires network for opportunities, partnerships, and problem solving. They understand that your network determines your net worth, but not in the sleazy, transactional way most people think. They focus on providing value first, building genuine relationships, and playing the long game. Here's how millionaires approach networking differently. They don't just attend events, they host them. They don't just meet people, they connect people. They don't just take, they give first and give more. They understand that every person they meet is either a potential customer, partner, mentor, or door to their next opportunity. Richard Branson built Virgin by networking with industry leaders and finding ways to solve their problems. Oprah Winfrey leveraged her network to build a media empire. Reid Hoffman used his network to create LinkedIn. But here's the key. They network with intention, not desperation. They focus on building relationships, not collecting business cards. Your assignment: every week, reach out to one person who's achieved what you want to achieve. Don't ask for anything, just offer value. Your future self will thank you. Habit number 6. Time block like a Fortune 500 CEO. Millionaires don't manage time. They invest it. They understand that time is their most valuable asset, so they protect it like a precious resource. They don't use to-do lists. They use calendars. They don't multitask. They single task with laser focus. They don't react to their day, they design it. Every successful entrepreneur I've studied follows the same pattern. They plan their day the night before. They tackle their most important work during their peak energy hours. They batch similar tasks together. They schedule breaks and recovery time. They say no to anything that doesn't align with their priorities. Elon Musk time blocks his day in 5-minute intervals. Bill Gates schedules thinking time. Tim Cook starts his day at 4:30 a.m. to get ahead of distractions. Here's what poor people do. They let their day happen to them. They check email first thing in the morning, react to notifications all day, and wonder why they never get ahead. Here's what millionaires do. They control their time or their time controls them. They protect their focus like a bodyguard protects a celebrity. Start time blocking your calendar this week. Schedule your most important work first, then fit everything else around it. Watch your productivity and your income skyrocket. Habit number 7. Invest in your mind before your money. While everyone else is trying to invest their way to wealth, millionaires are educating their way to wealth. They know that the best investment isn't in stocks or real estate, it's in themselves. They spend money on courses that teach high-income skills, coaches who accelerate their learning, conferences that expose them to new ideas, masterminds that connect them with other achievers, books, podcasts, and content that expand their thinking. The average person spends $100–200 per year on coffee, but won't spend $100 on a course that could change their life. Millionaires invest thousands in their education because they know it pays dividends forever. Warren Buffett spent $100 on a Dale Carnegie course when he was young. He credits that investment with changing his life more than any stock pick. Grant Cardone invested $50,000 in sales training early in his career. That investment generated millions in additional income. Your earning ability is your greatest asset. And the only way to increase your earning ability is to increase your learning ability. This month, invest in one course, book, or program that teaches you a skill directly related to increasing your income. Then implement what you learn immediately. Habit number 8. Document everything. Your ideas are assets. Millionaires treat their thoughts like intellectual property because that's exactly what they are. Every idea, insight, and observation gets captured, organized, and reviewed. They don't trust their memory. They trust their systems. They journal, take notes, record voice memos, and create idea databases. Why? Because the idea that changes your life might come at 2 a.m. during a shower or in the middle of a conversation. And if you don't capture it, it's gone forever. Richard Branson carries a notebook everywhere and credits it with helping him build Virgin into a billion-dollar empire. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks contained ideas centuries ahead of his time. Helicopters, tanks, submarines, all because he documented his thinking. Bill Gates takes detailed notes during every meeting and reviews them weekly to identify patterns and opportunities. But here's the advanced strategy. Millionaires don't just capture ideas, they review and connect them. They look for patterns, combinations, and applications. Start carrying a notebook or use a note-taking app. Capture every idea, no matter how small. Review your notes weekly and look for connections. Your next million-dollar idea might be hiding in plain sight. Habit number 9. Fail fast, learn faster. While average people avoid failure at all costs, millionaires embrace it as education. They understand that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. They don't try to avoid mistakes. They try to make them quickly and cheaply so they can learn and improve. James Dyson created 5,126 failed prototypes before inventing the revolutionary vacuum cleaner that made him a billionaire. Colonel Sanders' chicken recipe was rejected 1,009 times before KFC was born. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work." The difference between millionaires and everyone else isn't that they fail less. It's that they fail better. They extract lessons from every failure and use those lessons to improve their next attempt. They ask better questions after failure. What can I learn from this? How can I do it better next time? What assumptions were wrong? What worked that I can build on? Start reframing failure as tuition for success. Every failure teaches you something valuable that success cannot. The goal isn't to avoid failure. It's to fail your way to success. Habit number 10. Optimize your energy, not just your time. Most people focus on time management, but millionaires focus on energy management. They understand that working tired is like driving with the parking brake on. You might move forward, but it's inefficient and damaging. They treat their energy like a finite resource and optimize it ruthlessly. Physical energy. They exercise regularly to boost stamina and mental clarity. They eat for performance, not pleasure. They prioritize sleep as a competitive advantage. They take strategic breaks to prevent burnout. Mental energy. They tackle their most important work during peak mental hours. They batch similar tasks to minimize context switching. They eliminate decisions that don't matter, like what to wear. They use systems and habits to reduce mental load. Emotional energy. They surround themselves with positive, supportive people. They practice gratitude to maintain perspective. They manage stress through meditation or other practices. They set boundaries to protect their emotional well-being. Tony Robbins jumps on a trampoline before every speech to elevate his energy. Tim Cook starts every day with a workout. Jeff Bezos prioritizes 8 hours of sleep every night. Your energy determines your output, and your output determines your income. Optimize your energy and everything else becomes easier. Habit number 11. Think in systems, not goals. While everyone else sets goals and hopes for the best, millionaires build systems that make success inevitable. Goals are destinations. Systems are vehicles. And you can't reach your destination without a reliable vehicle. Instead of "I want to make $100,000 this year," millionaires think, what system of daily activities, if followed consistently, would generate $100,000? Instead of "I want to lose 20 pounds, they think, what system of eating and exercise, if followed consistently, would result in a 20-pound weight loss? Systems thinking removes the guesswork and makes success predictable. When you focus on the system instead of the outcome takes care of itself. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, puts it perfectly. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. McDonald's isn't successful because they make the best burgers. They're successful because they have the best systems for making consistent burgers at scale. Amazon isn't successful because they had the best idea. They're successful because they built the best systems for delivering products efficiently. Build systems for generating leads and customers, managing your finances, learning new skills, maintaining your health, building relationships. Focus on perfecting your systems, and your goals will achieve themselves. Habit number 12. Practice delayed gratification daily. This is the big one. The habit that separates millionaires from everyone else more than any other. The ability to delay gratification for long-term gain. The famous Stanford marshmallow experiment proved that children who could delay gratification became more successful adults. The same principle applies to wealth building. Millionaires understand compound interest, not just in investments, but in life. They're willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term success, while everyone else is buying things they can't afford to impress people they don't like, spending money they don't have on things they don't need, choosing immediate pleasure over future wealth. Millionaires are living below their means and investing the difference, choosing education over entertainment, building assets while others buy liabilities, playing the long game while others want instant results. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He could afford any mansion in the world, but he chooses to delay gratification and invest his money instead. Mark Zuckerberg drives a modest car and wears simple clothes. He could afford luxury everything, but he focuses his resources on building Facebook instead. The ability to delay gratification is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Wait 24 hours before making any non-essential purchase. Choose water over expensive drinks. Cook at home instead of ordering takeout. Read instead of watching TV. Save first. Spend what's left. Every time you choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure, you're building your wealth muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with use. The implementation challenge. Here's where most people fail. They learn these habits, get excited, and then try to implement all 12 at once. That's a recipe for failure. Millionaires know better. They focus on one habit at a time until it becomes automatic, then add the next one. Here's your 12-week implementation plan. Week 1-2, master the art of asking better questions. Week 3 Chapter 4, establish a daily reading routine. Week 5-6, optimize your environment for success. Week 7-8, practice daily discomfort challenges. Week 9-10, start strategic networking. Week 11-12, implement time blocking. Then continue with the remaining 6 habits over the next 12 weeks. The key is consistency over intensity. It's better to do one habit perfectly for 30 days than to do all 12 habits poorly for 3 days. Your Millionaire Roadmap Action Plan. If you've made it this far, you're already in the top 10% of people who consume this content. But consuming isn't enough. You need to implement. Here's your action plan for the next 48 hours. Choose one habit from this list that resonates most with you. Define the specific action you'll take daily to build this habit. Schedule it in your calendar at the same time every day. Track it for 30 days straight. Share your commitment in the comments below for accountability. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be consistent. Small daily actions compound into massive results over time. The truth about wealth building. Here's what I've learned after studying hundreds of millionaires. Wealth isn't about having more money. It's about becoming the type of person who naturally attracts and manages money well. These 12 habits don't just make you smarter, they reprogram your brain for success. They change how you think, how you act, and ultimately how much money you make and keep. The millionaires I've studied aren't special. They're not smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They simply have better habits than you. But here's the good news. Habits can be learned. Systems can be built. And success can be engineered. The question isn't whether you can become wealthy. The question is whether you're willing to develop the habits that make wealth inevitable. Your million-dollar decision, you're at a crossroads right now. You can close this video, go back to your old habits, and wonder why nothing changes. Or you can make the decision that separates millionaires from everyone else. The decision to act. Most people want to change their lives, but they don't want to change their habits. Millionaires understand that you can't have one without the other. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. Will you commit to developing these habits? Or will you stay stuck in the same patterns that have kept you where you are? The choice is yours. But remember, every day you don't develop these habits is another day you stay further away from financial freedom. Final challenge. I want to leave you with a challenge that will determine whether you're serious about building wealth or just serious about watching videos about building wealth. Pick one habit from this list and commit to it for 30 days. Not 7 days. Not when you feel like it. 30 consecutive days. Document your progress. Share your journey. Hold yourself accountable. And here's my guarantee. If you implement just one of these habits for 30 days, you'll see measurable changes in your thinking, your productivity, and your results. But you have to start. You have to commit. You have to do the work. Because at the end of the day, these aren't just habits. They're the difference between dreaming about wealth and building it. Which habit are you committing to for the next 30 days? Drop it in the comments below and let's build wealth together. If this video opened your eyes to what's really possible when you think like a millionaire, smash that like button and subscribe to the Millionaire Roadmap. We're building a community of people who are serious about financial freedom, and I want you to be part of it. Remember, your habits today determine your wealth tomorrow. Choose wisely. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep building that millionaire mindset. Your future self will thank you. And always remember, the difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't luck, talent, or timing. It's habits. Make them count.